everybody in the world wants to be innovative, but it's a lot more than just wanting it. You kind of need a lot of different disciplines to all work together. However, at Apple, we always felt, and Steve Jobs especially, what really made Apple was knowing how to combine the various disciplines, the convergence that made great products. The products were so excellent in the world. Whenever you're developing brand new things, they're usually small sales at first. You've got a small company, you know, it's not seen that it's going to be so huge and be a disruptive revolution that changes life drastically. Well, I found in my own experience that whenever I had low amounts of money and had not done something before but had to think it out, fortunately, I had a good mind and the ability to combine pieces to make larger things, that then I wound up with all the big successes in my life and the A+ projects, one after another at Apple. But almost always it was influenced by not having much money. When we started Apple, Steve Jobs and I were in our young 20s. We had no business experience. We had not taken any business courses at the university. We had no money. We had no savings accounts. We had no relatives or friends that could loan us a lot of money to start. That just forced us to think out, what can we do with the resources we have each step along the way? To develop new things, it's very, very difficult. Once something exists in the world and you look at a product, you say, oh my gosh, it's really very easy. I could do that. You instantly realize you can do it. But it's very hard for the very first people to do it. And that's the key role of engineers, and having a very good, disciplined engineering environment. What is innovation? Different people would have different definitions of it. It's like art. Now, education is a very big, important part of innovation. And we can inspire our kids in education to want to think for themselves, or we can teach them no. You have one answer and it's somebody else's answer and it comes from a book. You always have the answer in a book isn't going to have very many people coming out thinking, oh, the better way is to think of something for yourself. Please, please look. Every one of those examples in the book had been come up by somebody with a brain. And not only that, if you get smart enough, you can write the book yourself. You can come up with the solutions. If you're given the building parts and the pieces and knowing maybe how some math works, you could come up with a formula that is already in a book. So we kind of, and that's a problem with schools, and it's going to be hard to get around that. Every bit of learning, the reward, a lot of the reward for learning should be as emotional as possible. You should be so thankful and happy you learned. Look at a young child, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old. Everything they learn, they show excitement in their eyes, and it makes the parent happy. But eventually we get to school and we don't teach them that way. We should show a young child, if you add 0 to a number this way on a calculator, you get the same number. Whoa, you should go emotional. You should read plays and things like that. Look at Steve Jobs. It probably isn't well known, but his favorite teacher of all time, you know, when he was young, was a drama teacher that actually let him, you know, be able to show emotions and be a person, read a book and become the characters, and that makes learning so much more fun and meaningful when it's in the young child's heart. The world should be an adventure.